Hello! Ow! God, it's really not my day. Hello! So, my last tag went on really well. What? Was received really well. Everyone loved it. Well, not loved it, but they liked it. It went down well. So, I thought I'd do another tag, and the tag I wanted to do was the My First Time tag. So, I've got together 20 of my first times, and we're just going to go through them. You should know the drill. This is a pretty, I was going to say overused, but it's a pretty popular tag. That's the one. Here we go. Oh wait, it's spoiled. Oh no, it's not. It's my 50 Facts About Me video, which I'll link down below. Why'd I wink? Okay. My first kiss. I might put some text there. I don't know how that'll work. Non-existent. Next. My first date. Next. My first word. Apparently, my parents can't remember my first word, and it's probably in a baby book somewhere, but they don't know where. I was asking my mum, and she said one of the first words of mine was no. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. And now it's like my most frequently used word. Everything's just no. 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 My first movie. This was a pretty good movie. It was a Disney classic that is a bit underrated or overrated. I don't know. Depends on your opinion. But I don't mind it, and I've got it on VHS. Is Lilo and Stitch, the movie. Not a conventional movie, really, but hey. Don't know how old I was. First celebrity crush. Or just crush. Dylan Sprouse. Yeah. I don't anymore, but I used to. Because I thought he was just such a lovely guy. He was like all cool and like, look at me, I'm Dylan. If you don't know who he is, he's from a Disney Channel TV program, or a few of them. But the original was The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Look how orange the sun is. Sorry, I'm orange. Just got my fake tan. Yeah, it's orangey. Anyway, first flight on an aeroplane, obviously. I didn't just like grow wings. That was in 2003 to Disneyland Paris, France, when I was 5 years old, which I made a video about. It's a childhood story of mine, which I'll put in the description. So go watch that because it's funny, hopefully. First sleepover. My first sleepover was with my best friend Gemma when I was probably about 10. I don't know, but about then. And I cried because I missed my mum. So, yeah, that was a sleepless night and a lot of fun and tears. But in the day when I was hanging out with Gemma, it was amazing. And once I stopped crying, it was alright. And I had Cocoa Pops for breakfast, so everything's good. First memory. The furthest back I can think and remember is the time where I was in my underwear when I was about 2. I was in the garden playing on my bike, I think, and I decided to get a red pen and just draw all over myself, my whole body, and that was a fun time when Mum came into the garden. Oops! First album. I don't know if it was an album or a single, but my first CD was Busted, and I've still got it over there. I got it from a charity shop, and I was probably about, I don't know, probably about 10 again, yeah. First time I got drunk. Well, I haven't, ever. You can believe me or you can not believe me, but I don't drink. I only occasionally have about 0.3 units, which is basically nothing at Christmas and around Christmas, with shandy, which is like this much alcohol of like lager, usually, and then like this much lemonade in little cans. First time I used the internet. Well, the first time I used the internet was when I got my first computer when I was about 4, probably, from my godmother, I think. No, she just came around to have a go on it. I don't know. And I was fixated on it. I was obsessed with it. And one of my most used websites near the start of using the internet was Neopets. I think it still exists, actually. If it does, I'll leave a link in the description. It's a pretty good game. And I got addicted to it, and in one of my old backgrounds I had Neopets figures. Where are they? there. I'll get them. Neopets. Here they are. Oh god, they're dusty. Here you go, here's one of them. They make noises. Where's the switch? This one still have batteries? Oh, there it is. You talk to it and it reacts to it. Creepy stuff. And they usually walk around. Okay, you can stop now. And then I've got this one as well, which is like a monkey type thing. That won't work. Oh, hello. This one's cute. It's got little blushy cheeks. Whenever you talk, it picks it up. And then it responds to you, and this one turns around in a circle, I think. You can also make them talk to each other, which might work. Hello? You done? It was like it's saying yes. Anyway. It was basically like you just looked after some pets and bought them food and traded them and played with them and got money and stuff. It's basically like a tycoon game, but with these made up creatures. Anyway, next. First video game. And it was Theme Hospital on the PS1. My sister had a PS1 for way longer than she probably should have. She's only really just got rid of it like 3 years ago. I couldn't play any of the games as a complete noob, so I used to watch my sister. But with Theme Hospital, it was mostly like luck based and stuff, so I could do it, and it didn't require pressing more than one button at a time. It was all about time management, so I could do it. Still got it on PC, but I didn't know that you could put multiple toilets in a toilet room and multiple this, multiple that. First hater comment. Now, I actually haven't got any hate comments, I don't think. No, I haven't. But my first ever comment, I don't quite know if it was a hate comment or not actually, because it didn't really make sense. Oh, I think I'm loud, question mark, ish. It's saying, I think I'm loud, so the person who commented thinks they're loud? Or are they doing like an impression of me, like, oh, I think I'm loud, look at me? Because if so, I didn't mention anything about being loud in that video. It's on my subscriptions video, which is my first ever video. I don't know, but there it is. Make of that what you will. I just sort of like ignored it and just kept it up on the video and be like, okay, whatever. First car. I don't drive. First broken heart. I say I've never had a boyfriend because I technically haven't. But this was like one of those things where you thought that you were going out, but you weren't, and it only lasted like 2 days. and it was in primary school, and I must have been like 5 or 6. I'm gonna call him Toby. Yeah, Toby will do. I'm friends with Toby. I sent him an email once. Yes, an email. I know. From my mum's account, because I didn't have an email. And to his email address, which he had an email for some reason. And I said, would you like to be my boyfriend? And I got a reply back the next day saying yes. And I was like, yay, we're going out. So I come in Monday and I say, hey, are we still boyfriend and girlfriend? And he was like, what? And I said, I sent you an email, I explained the whole situation. He said, oh yeah, that was my grandma replying to my emails. I was like, what? So then we weren't going out. And then my best friend Gemma goes and steals Toby. That's fine. And then they went out for like, what was it, a month? I don't know. Tell me down below, Gemma, if you remember. You don't even remember what he looks like. I remember a few years later, well, more than a few years, but years later, I said, oh, remember Toby? And Gemma was like, I don't remember what he looks like. First pet. My first pet was a pet rabbit, and this was only... I don't know how old I was. He was a lion-haired rabbit. I'll find a picture of him and put it up somewhere. He was called Buddy with an IE. B-U-D-D... double D. I-E. Did I spell that right? I spelled his name like that because I thought I was cool. I obviously wasn't cool. You know this by now. I wasn't cool when I was younger. Not cool now. Don't really care. Moving on. Oh, balls. What was that? I don't know what just fell off my shelf. First concert. Pretty lame. Ronan Keating. His music's good, okay? His music's good. And my mum's a massive fan. And I went with my sister and my godmother and my mum. It's not exactly hardcore. Sorry if you were waiting for me to say All Time Low or 21 Pilots or Black Veil Brides or Fall Out Boy or something. It was just Ronan Keating. First best friend, and still my best friend, is Gemma. And we've been best friends for like 13 or 14 years, I think. And I think this is how it goes, Gemma. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think we were in the same year at school, in the same class. And Gemma walked up to me in the playground and said, "Hi, do you want to be friends?" I just said, yeah. And then we basically were just friends ever since. So if that was the case, Gemma, you're psychic and you have very good friend telepathy powers or something. So good job you. Friendship. First gadget. My first gadget was a games console. It was a Game Boy Advanced, which I sucked at because all the games I bought were very stressful and I had to press loads of buttons at the same time. First game I probably remember is a SpongeBob game. Can't remember what it is called. I probably still don't have it. And yay, I can't remember how old I was. Now this one's a bit of a weird one, but I was running out of things to do and I wanted to keep it to 20 things. So my mum said this. So, first visit to McDonald's. My mum said to me when I was thinking of these things, hey, do you know what would be a funny one? Your first visit to McDonald's, because you did that the day after coming out of hospital, which was the day after I was born. So I was 1 day old and I went to McDonald's. So basically I was screwed from the get-go. I didn't eat anything, I don't think. I was just sort of there. But that was my first visit to McDonald's. And that concludes it. There you go. Woo! I tried to keep it to 20. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned a little bit more about my past, a little fetus Erin. And if you liked it, push all the buttons. You know what to do. And I'll see you later. Bye. Such a weird child. And now I'm just a weird teenager. Bye.